Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How you all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's Intensive Math class. Today we're going to talk about the last type of standard measurement that we follow here, standard being the English system, and that's time. Before we learn about time, we're going to go ahead and review, though, all of the other standard or English system measurements that we have learned. As far as weight goes, please remember that 16 ounces equals 1 pound. 2,000 pounds equals 1 ton. Weight's pretty easy, okay? Because we're only dealing with pounds, tons, or ounces. Distance. 12 inches equals 1 foot. 3 feet equals 1 yard. Since there are 12 inches in every foot and 3 feet in every yard, that means there's 36 inches in 1 yard. 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. Since there are 3 feet in every yard, if I divide 5,280 by 3, I get 1,760 yards equals 1 mile as well. Capacity. Okay. Capacity, the ones that I have highlighted, I went ahead and did an extra calculation for you, and we'll talk about that. But we got to make sure we understand how and why you have those highlighted. 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup. 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup. 2 cups equals 1 pint. Now, the highlighted part. Since 2 cups equals 1 pint, and every cup is 8 fluid ounces, 2 times 8 would be 16 fluid ounces, also equals 1 pint. There are 2 pints in a quart. Since 1 pint is 16 fluid ounces, 2 pints would be 32 fluid ounces, would equal 1 quart as well. And 4 quarts in a gallon. Thank you, my brother. 4 quarts in a gallon. Since 1 quart is 32 fluid ounces, 4 times 32, 4 quarts equals a gallon, so that means 128 fluid ounces would also equal a gallon. Also, before we review time, please remember that if we're going from large to small, what do? Multiply. Good job, boys. And if I go from small unit to large unit, what would we do? We would divide. Give me 1 second, boys. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So does that make sense, boys? You promise?
Yes.
Okay. So, let's talk about time now. Okay? We're talking about time. Sometimes we take it for granted. You know, sometimes we just think, oh, I know how to read time. But when we're talking about standard units of measurements, okay, we have to memorize these guys. So 12 months equals 1 year. There are 52 weeks in 1 year as well. 365 days equals 1 year. 7 days equals 1 week. 24 hours equals 1 day. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. 60 seconds equals 1 minute. And 3,600 seconds equals 1 hour. Okay? Does that make sense here? Now, it's very important to understand these calculations, especially these guys right here. Let's talk about it a little bit. If 60 minutes equals 1 hour, and there's 60 seconds in every minute, that's how I got this guy right here. Because 60 times 60 is 3,600. So there's 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. And again, Please remember, large to small equals multiplication. Small to large equals division. Does that make sense, boys? Okay. May I continue? You promise? Okay. Let's do it. So I have 4.5 hours. That equals how many minutes? Okay. First off, how many minutes are in an hour? So am I going from large to small or small to large? Large to small. So am I going to multiply or divide? So I'm going to multiply 4.5 times 60. 0, 0, 0, carry the 3, 27, 0, 0, 7, 2, 270. 270 minutes. It's that simple. Does that make sense? Bless you. Does that make sense, boys? Promise? Okay. Number 2. 7 minutes, 5 seconds minus 2 minutes, 12 seconds. We're going to have to borrow. But luckily, we've learned this in every single type of conversion. So 7 minutes, 5 seconds minus 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Okay? Can I take 12 away from 5? No. What do I got to do, my man? You got it? Borrow 1 from the minute, right? So I got 6 minutes. But how many seconds did I just add? 60. So 60 plus 5, that becomes 65 seconds. Now I can rock and roll. 65 minus 12 is 53 seconds. 6 minus 2 is 4 minutes. Bingo. Done. Does that make sense, my brothers? Promise? Okay. May I continue? Okay. Thank you. Number 3, 4 hours equals how many days? Whoa. First of all, you may be saying to yourself, whoa, Mr. Morrow, you didn't give us an hours to day conversion. Yes, I did. 24 hours in a day, right? But am I going large, small, small, large? Small, large, so I'm going to divide. Good job, gentlemen. So 4 hours divided by 24 hours equals 1/6 of a day. Bam. It's that easy. What about if I say 1,000 hours equals how many days? I'm going from small to large, so I multiply or divide. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my brother. So that's going to be 1,000 divided by 24. 24 goes into 1,000 4 times, which is 96. You with me here, boys? Yes. Okay. Drop down that 0. You with me? So that's a 10. That's a 9. So that's 4. 24 goes into 40 one time. Decimal. Drop a 0. Add the decimal. This is going to be a 6. That goes to 3. That's 16. How many times does 24 go into 160? It's not going to be 8, but let's see. 7, 8, 2. What will that be? 168, that's too much, right? So let's try 6. We got 4, 2, that's 144. So we've got 6, that's 144. Then that's going to be add a 0, 6, 5. You got 160 again here, right? So it's going to be repeating. But how can I write 0.6 repeating in fraction form? Come on, make me proud, boys. 2/3, yeah, good job, guys. Good job. 41.6 repeating, or 41 and 2/3 days. Now, for those viewers out there who don't remember like my class remembered, to go from 0.6 repeating to fraction, you pretend that it's not repeating, and you write this as 6/10. But since it is repeating, you subtract 1 from the denominator. That's 6/9, which when you reduce is 2/3. Again, good job, class. Good job. You're welcome. Does that make sense, gentlemen? Any questions at all, my brothers? Promise? Okay. 12 days, 14 hours, 8 minutes, 12 seconds divided by 3. All right. Let's go ahead and divide this by 3 then, guys. Okay. This is going to be somewhat easy. You're going to have some remainders. But let's remember what we do with the remainders. Oh, remember the remainders. Okay. 3 goes into 12, so that's 4 days straight up. Gone, I'm left with 0. 3 goes into 14, 2 hours. Come on, Moro. Boo. 4 hours. However, that's only 12 hours. So what am I left with? 2 hours. But what do I do with those 2 hours?
120 minutes plus 8.
Very good, my brother. You're going to convert these 2 hours into minutes. So that will be 120 minutes that you add to this 8. So that becomes 128 minutes. 3 goes into 128. Let's see. 3 goes in 4. Drop down that 8. That goes 2. Okay. So it goes in 42 times. But what's left over? 2 minutes. So this is minus. Let's see. So 42, that's 126. So I have 2 minutes left over. What do I do with those 2 minutes? You convert them to seconds. Good man. And there's 60 seconds in every minute. So 120 plus 12 would be 132. And then 132 divided by 3, that's 4. So that's 44 seconds on the money. So my answer is 4 days, 4 hours, 42 minutes, and 44 seconds. Does that make sense, boys? You promise? Any questions are on that, my brothers? Okay, let's do it. Let's continue, my man. 14 hours, 5 minutes, 6 seconds times 5. You got to multiply each of these by 5 is basically what's going to have to happen here. So 14 times 5 would be 14 times 5, guys. 70 hours. 5 times 5? 25 minutes. And 6 times 5? 30 seconds. I don't have to borrow here or rearrange anything. So we're set. What if yes, sir, my brother. I guess you could convert hours to days. Yeah, good boy. But you can leave it like that. Thank you, my brother. What if my answer were like this, though? Let's just say 16 hours, let's say 100 minutes and 90 seconds. What would I do here first, guys? Yes, sir, my brother. Very good. Convert the seconds to minutes and minutes to hours. Excellent. So I would take away 1 minute here, or 60 seconds, giving me 30 seconds. That minute that I took away, I would add over here. So that would be 101 minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So I would take away 60 minutes from here, leaving me with 41 minutes. And those 60 minutes that I took away, I would add as 1 hour, and that would be 17 hours. Very proud of you. Beautiful. Does that make sense? Everyone, does that make sense? Promise? All right, and I think we are, no, one more. May I continue, gentlemen?
Yes.
Excuse me. Okay, 3 months, 18 days minus 1 month, 42 days. Okay, so I got minus 1 month, 42 days. What do I got to do here? Sir, that's absolutely correct, my brother. I'm going to borrow a month, and I'm going to add that month to days. How many days in a month? 30. Now, some of you may say, wait a second, 31, some have 31. But on average, we go ahead and say that it's 30. So we add 30, which becomes now 48 days. So 48 minus 42, we got 6 days and 1 month. Make sense? 1.4 years equals how many days? Am I going large, small, or small to large? Large, small, so I multiply or divide? Multiply. How many days in a year? 365. So 365 times 1.4, 0, 2, 6, 2, 14. Skip a space. 5, 6, 3, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. So that's 511. Does that make sense, boys? Promise? Yes, sir. Got a question, Papa? So it'd be 511 days. Does that make sense, gentlemen? Awesome. Thank you so very much. I hope you learned a lot, and you have a wonderful day.